Hey everyone, welcome back to the Haunted Corner. I'm Ashton, and it's that time again, the once per month spinoff episode of the podcast where I read funny headlines, news articles that are weird and interesting, stories about stupid criminals or creepy things, whatever I might come across during the week. This is a palate cleanser episode, and boy, do I need it. This has been a rough week. Mercury must be in Gatorade or whatever they say. Anyways, grab a snack and your favorite beverage, and let's get into it. Up first, we have an All That's Interesting article titled, Harvard's Morgue Manager Accused of Stealing Human Brains, Skin, and Bones to Sell on the Black Market. The article reads, Cedric Lodge and his wife, along with 4 others, face charges of conspiracy and transporting stolen goods across state lines. The manager of Harvard Medical School's morgue has been accused of stealing body parts from donated cadavers and selling them on the black market over the past 5 years. As NBC Boston reported, buyers were allegedly permitted by the morgue manager, Cedric Lodge, to examine the dead bodies and select which body parts they wished to purchase. Also indicted were his wife, Denise Lodge, and alleged buyers Katrina McLean, Joshua Taylor, Matthew Lampe, and Jeremy Pauley. According to the indictment, Lodge stole the requested body parts from the morgue, including brains, skin, and bones, then took them to his home in New Hampshire, where he packaged and shipped them to buyers via the post. Officially, the defendants are facing charges of a conspiracy and transporting stolen goods across state lines, with potential sentences of up to 15 years in prison. U.S. Attorney Gerard Karam said, quote, some crimes defy understanding. The theft and trafficking of human remains strikes at the very essence of what makes us human. It is particularly egregious that so many of the victims here volunteered to allow their remains to be used to educate medical professionals and advance the interest of science and healing. For them and their families to be taken advantage of in the name of profit is appalling, end quote. Cedric Lodge was fired from his position on May 6th of 2023, with the Harvard medical deans calling his actions, quote, an abhorrent betrayal. Lodge had been the morgue's manager for nearly 30 years. Quote, we are appalled to learn that something so disturbing could happen on our campus, a community dedicated to healing and serving others, end quote. The deans wrote in a community statement. We are so very sorry for the pain this news will cause for our anatomical donors' families and loved ones. And HMS pledges to engage with them during this deeply distressing time. Joshua Taylor of West Lawn, Pennsylvania, allegedly sent the Lodges more than $37,000 through PayPal, with one payment of $200 sent to Denise Lodge for brains, spelt with a few I's. One defendant, Katrina McLean, runs a store called Cat's Creepy Creations in Peabody, Massachusetts, which was searched in March. Court documents show that in 2020, McLean allegedly purchased 2 desiccated faces for $600 and shipped human skin to a man in Pennsylvania. Cat's Creepy Creations sells macabre and horror-themed oddities, and posts on the store's Instagram page feature images of human skulls. In one post from February 2020, the caption reads, if you're in the market for human bones, hit me up. So, that's a red flag, guys. In addition to accusations of purchasing the body parts, McLean is also accused of sending human skin to 41-year-old Jeremy Pauley of Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. Pauley was arrested in 2022 and also faces accusations of purchasing human remains from a mortuary employee in Arkansas, including 2 stillborn babies who were scheduled for cremation. So these fuckers are awful. Pauley's Instagram, like McLean's, features photographs of numerous human remains, which he had listed for sale. He and 52-year-old Matthew Lampe of East Bethel, Minnesota, allegedly bought and sold goods made from human remains, exchanging more than $100,000. While many were shocked and appalled by the news, none were impacted more than the victims' families. Quote, "We were just disgusted, sick, like we were going to throw up," said Paula Peltonovic, whose parents each willed their bodies to Harvard Medical School through its anatomical gift program. Quote, "It's just unthinkable. There's no words." So these people are the worst. That's horrific. This next article is a little bit more lighthearted, but also still crazy. So this is from an AP News article. It's titled, "Florida Deputy and Motorist Survive Being Swept Through the Storm Drain Amid Huge Rainstorm." This happened in Pensacola, Florida, and the article reads, "A Florida sheriff's deputy and a motorist are lucky to be alive after they were sucked into a flooded storm drain during a torrential downpour, then dragged underwater for around 30 seconds before emerging, soaked but unharmed, on the other side of a highway." Deputy William Hollingsworth was helping stranded drivers amid the rapidly rising water early Friday when he saw the motorist disappear beneath the surface. Hollingsworth, quote, "rushed to his aid without regard to his own safety," Escambia County Sheriff Chip Simmons told reporters. The pair traveled nearly 100 feet under 4 lanes of Highway 98, Simmons said. The episode was recorded by the deputy's body camera, although the underwater portion of the video is completely dark, filled only with the muffled sounds of rushing water. After emerging on the other side, Hollingsworth calls out to the driver while waiting toward him, shouting, quote, "Buddy, I got you. Oh, Jesus." Red and blue lights from his police cruiser reflect off the pitch black water. The motorist, who wasn't identified by name, yells, "I almost died." The two hold on to each other as they head back across the road, still in disbelief. Quote, "I've never held my breath like that in my entire life," the deputy says. "Me neither," the motorist agrees. Other law enforcement officers arrive and the pair recounts their experience. "Thank you, man, for being there. When I came out," the driver tells Hollingsworth, "When I came out, you were right behind me." Later, sitting in a law enforcement vehicle, the driver gives the deputy a firm handshake. Up next, we have another article from All That's Interesting. This one is not so lighthearted, more stupid. The article is titled, "TikToker Fakes His Own Death After Feeling Unappreciated, Then Shows Up to His Funeral in a Helicopter." And the article reads, Belgian TikToker David Berton, 45, recently concocted a plan to see who in his social circle, quote, really cared about him by faking his own death. Then, at his funeral, Berton gave mourners the surprise of a lifetime when he arrived at the venue via helicopter. The stunt, partially recorded on TikTok, stemmed from Barton feeling unappreciated by his friends and family. Quote, "What I see in my family often hurts me. I never get invited to anything. Nobody sees me. We all grew apart. I felt unappreciated," Barton said, as reported by the New York Post. "That's why I wanted to give them a life lesson and show them that you shouldn't wait until someone is dead to meet up with them." The plan started with convincing Barton's friends and family that he had died. For this, Barton's daughter took to Facebook to break the terrible news, according to the Times UK. "Rest in peace, Daddy. I will never stop thinking about you," the daughter wrote, according to the Times UK. "Why is life so unfair? Why you? You were going to be a grandfather, and you still had your whole life ahead of you. I love you. We will never forget you." After convincing Barton's friends and extended family that he had passed away, he began funeral preparations. In a ceremony last weekend outside of Liège, Belgium, a group of mourners traveled to celebrate Barton's life. While the group waited for the ceremony to begin, a helicopter flew across the sky and landed in the fields near the event. Without warning, a camera crew jumped from the helicopter alongside someone truly unexpected, David Barton himself. Quote, "Cheers to you all. Welcome to my funeral," Barton exclaimed to the confused crowd, according to the Times UK. Some members of the crowd tearfully ran to Barton to embrace him, while others remained confused in the event space parking lot. Later, after the video was uploaded to TikTok, a user wrote, quote, "You got us. I swear I was crying and then I had the shock, buddy. We love you very much." Others were not so pleased with Barton's little stunt. "Now we know why people don't like him," one user wrote in the comments. Other commenters observed how the stunt was cruel and unnecessary. Barton had very few regrets in the first days following the event, saying the funeral, quote, "proves who really cares about me. Those who didn't come did contact me to meet up. So in a way, I did win," according to the Times. Like, what a douche. What a douche, Barton. Get over yourself. That's enough about him. Now on to another pig. This article came from HuffPost, and it's titled, "Loose Pig Squeaks Past Police with Hog Wild Moves in Pennsylvania." The article reads, "A speedy potbelly pig on the run caused mayhem in a Pennsylvania community as he dodged captors for days last week. The 200-pound pig ran loose in the streets, nearly got hit by a Tesla, and outran Manheim Township police officers who said they're, quote, fairly certain he's the fastest pig alive. The pig, named Hamilton for the Hamilton Park neighborhood in Lancaster Township, where he was first reported, eventually was caught snoozing under a backyard trampoline and was herded into a dog crate. Then he was hauled off to an animal sanctuary for a happy ending. Nobody knows where he came from," police said. After the first fruitless attempts to collar the pig, a retired officer suggested seeking help from the Lancaster Farm Sanctuary, which shared footage of the pig darting around a yard. But even the livestock experts were daunted. Quote, "A foot pursuit of the escaped swine ensued, and yes, we see the irony and 3 cops chasing a pig," the police department said. Quote, "As it turns out, Hamilton wasn't as tired as we thought because we're fairly certain he's the fastest pig alive." Once caught, Hamilton went to the sanctuary's farm where police said he will live out his days telling stories to the other rescued farm animals about how he was saved from his life on the streets. Hamilton, who was renamed Gregory by the sanctuary, is set to be neutered and treated for parasites, according to Pennsylvania's CBS 21. He'll join 4 other potbelly pigs at the farm. So that is the best story of the week, and I'm so happy for Hamilton, aka Gregory. Up next, we have another HuffPost article because I couldn't help myself. They just were putting out all the good stuff this month. So this one is titled, "Video Shows Police Investigating 911 Call About UFO, quote, not human creatures." The article reads, "Las Vegas police last month investigated a 911 call about a mysterious object falling from the sky and tall, quote, not human creatures walking around a family's backyard, according to a video and police reports obtained by local news outlets. Police body camera footage released last week shows the officers speaking with seemingly rattled residents just after midnight on May 1st following their 911 call. One of the unidentified men told the dispatcher that he was in his yard with his father and brother working on their truck when they saw something bright fall from the sky. They then felt a big impact and heard a lot of footsteps nearby. Quote, and then we have like a big equipment and we see there's like an 8-foot person beside it and another one's inside and it has big eyes and it's looking at us. The caller tells 911 dispatcher, according to ABC News. Quote, they're very large. They're like 8 foot, 9 foot, 10 foot. The man insists to the dispatcher that what he saw was not human. Quote, 100% they're not human. One of the Las Vegas Metro police officers responding to the scene expressed skepticism to the concerned residents' body camera footage shows. He said he was taking it seriously, however, because his partner said they saw something fall from the sky too. police body camera footage around 11:50 p.m. did capture a bright, glowing object falling from the sky in the area prior to the 911 call, according to 8 News Now. There were a number of fireball sightings in the area around this time, according to the American Meteor Society. Quote, "It was like a big creature," one of the men tells an officer before guiding him to their backyard in the video. "I don't believe in it, but what I saw, I do believe in it." The video is blacked out after the officers entered the backyard. Police said this was done due to privacy laws. The officers searched the property but did not report finding anything unusual. The case was closed a few days later. Las Vegas Metro Police did not respond to a request for comment on Monday. So that one makes you think, right? Aliens. Up next, we're going to round us out with a New York Post article about a couple stupid criminals. This article is titled, "New Jersey Teens Caught Dumping Murder Victim in Pennsylvania Woods After Leaving Hazard Lights On." The article reads, two teenage brothers from Somerset, New Jersey are charged with criminal homicide after cops stumbled upon them trying to dump a dead body in the woods in Pennsylvania because they left their hazard lights on. Anthony Gamble, 19, and Joshua Gamble, 17, who is being charged as an adult, were taken into custody Thursday morning after Pennsylvania state troopers pulled over to check on what they assumed were disabled vehicles on the side of a Richland Township road. The troopers approached a blinking silver Subaru and a parked Audi just after midnight and found Joshua Gamble lying on the ground in the woods wearing a glove and a bloody shoe, prosecutors said. As they detained the younger teen, his brother Anthony ran toward the car wearing bloodstained clothing and carrying gloves. He was promptly arrested, according to officials. Troopers then found a dead man's body in the woods near the Audi, which contained blood and a large knife on the passenger side floor, prosecutors revealed. Quote, "The initial investigation indicates the unidentified male appeared to have stab wounds about his head, neck, upper chest, and arm," Weintraub said. Both cars, the victim, and the knife were all found within 100 feet of each other. The teens are charged with criminal homicide, criminal conspiracy, possession of an instrument of crime, and tampering with evidence. Investigators are trying to determine the circumstances of the fatal stabbing and figure out why the alleged bumbling killers were across the state line more than 60 miles from Somerset County. Quote, "As of right now, we are unable to discern any reason for them to be in Bucks County and Richland Township," Weintraub said, adding that under the law, a homicide is assumed to have happened in the place where the victim is found unless proven otherwise. For that reason, we will presume that Bucks County has jurisdiction to investigate and prosecute this murder. So we'll follow up on that one. That's a 2021 article. So hopefully there have been some arrests in that case. And that's going to wrap it up. Thanks for tuning in to this month's episode of Humor Me This on the Haunted Corner podcast. If you have something that you want me to cover on next month's episode of Humor Me This, please send it to thehauntedcorner@gmail.com or submit it through the website. The sources for today's episode will be listed on the blog post for the episode on the website, and I will link to that in the show notes. Check out the other episodes of The Haunted Corner available now wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. If you're enjoying the podcast and would like to share your support, head on over to Patreon. You'll have access to the exclusive Patreon-only episodes. Have a new one of those dropping very soon, and you're going to want to check this one out. It's a crazy one. So you'll also have early and ad-free access to the regular episodes. So head over to the patreon.com/The Haunted Corner to join now. Follow us on social media at The Haunted Corner on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. If you're enjoying the podcast, be sure to tell a friend, share it on social media, send out the bat signal, whatever you got to do. If you have a case suggestion or a correction to share, please send it to thehauntedcorner@gmail.com or submit it through the website. Until next time, be kind and take care of yourselves. It's hard out there. We'll see you soon. Bye.